I want to bring in first Real Talk Capital CEO Rob Luna. Rob, you were getting a little iffy on me last time you were here. A lot of data out this week on the economy. For you, do you think it's moved the needle at the Fed? Do you think it's helped at all?
Well, I mean, I hope so, Charles, because like I've been saying, I think the underlying economy isn't as strong as a lot of people think. I think the consumer's stretched right now. They've been pulling down on their savings rates. Credit card debt is skyrocketing. And I think right now we're at a point in time where the Fed's going to have to take a look at the reality. And so hopefully we get a little bit more dovishness out of the Fed. And I think that's quite, really the reason why you see some of these growth stocks actually holding up really well, because everyone wants to be in those names when the Fed reverses course. So those are some of the things I'm looking at right now, Charles.
Yeah, growth has been absolutely phenomenal. Although today the NASDAQ is lagging a little bit. So we went into yesterday, Broadcom. Broadcom had already tied the record. 12 consecutive earnings reports. No, 12 consecutive earnings reports where they beat on top line, beat on earnings, and guided higher. So the pressure is on. And guess what they did last night? They beat on revenues, beat on earnings, but the guidance, a little bit flattish, right? So it's down, tech is down. Are you looking there, because you kind of moved away a little bit, are you looking still within tech for opportunities?
Well, look, I think the future is technology. So as a growth investor, if you're looking out 2 to 3 years, you have to be in tech. And like you were saying earlier, people are going to be looking to buy those dips, Charles. So look, you can't give up on tech, because tech's what's going to keep this economy going. It's going to increase profit margins for companies. So you want to take a look at some of those names. And, across the board today, companies like DocuSign doing well, Shopify, there's still some names, even in a difficult market, that are holding up really well.
Now, one name that you like, and it's a name I like, in fact, is CrowdStrike. Now, full disclosure, I have subscribers in at 200, and we added it at 100. So that's how wild this stock has been. And so I think 2 days ago, they report the number. Everything is phenomenal, but the guidance was iffy. It was up, then it was getting hammered. It was unclear how the street would react. But yesterday it had a fantastic move. Do you think now we've got a direction? I mean, would you be a buyer of it here?
Yeah, I mean, I like CrowdStrike, Charles. And look, don't feel bad, 200 and 100. That's just getting in on a stock that's going to be a long-term winner. It's going to have a lot of volatility. So actually averaging into this name makes a lot of sense. Look, we all look at these stocks. Hey, if you bought them 10 years ago, 20 years, $1,000 became $1 million. I truly believe, Charles, cybersecurity, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, these are the names. Buy on the dip. Do not be forced to sell because you've overloaded on these or because someone gets negative. 5 to 10 years from now, these are companies you want to have in your portfolio.
Yeah, it's so funny. When we did a special recently, and we talked about Apple having created the most wealth of any stock in the history of the stock market, $3 trillion. But there were years when it was down 58%, 70%.
Exactly.
So to ride that kind of a wave took a lot of chutzpah, and you had to really, really believe. And that's why we bring you on the show, Rob. Have a great 3-day weekend and Labor Day, my man.
You too. Thanks, Charles.